Today's guest on Forum is Vancouver-based comedian and actor Yumi Nagashima. Originally from Japan, Yumi eventually settled in Vancouver to pursue a career in comedy, and she's been on stage everywhere from your local venues here to Just for Laughs in Montreal. Yumi and I talked the state of comedy today, what it's like breaking in, off-limits topics in comedy, grinding it out as a comedian, and Yumi's life as a YouTuber. Here we go. Yumi, thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a while since we've seen each other.
Yeah.
I know we met, I guess through Christian, our good friend Christian.
Oh, good friend.
Our very good friend.
What a character.
What a character indeed. You'll have to listen to this one. I'm sure there'll be plenty of inside jokes. But yeah, you are a comedian, actress, whatever else it is. Entertainer.
Performer. Artist. Writer.
But comedy has been the main thing for the past while, hey?
Yes, it's my first passion.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're from Japan originally. Mm-hmm. So did comedy start for you in Japan?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I was watching lots of Japanese comedy shows on TV.
Okay.
But I didn't think I would be a comedian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it like American stuff you were watching, like Western stuff, or was it like Japanese comedy?
Oh, Japanese,
okay.
Comedians.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old were you then?
Junior high, 13 to like pretty much till I moved to Canada.
So you were seeing these shows as a young kid. What was the like main reason to come to Canada? Was it to pursue like acting, comedy, or?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So like I met a guy in Japan.
Okay.
He was from Canada.
Okay.
He was Chinese Canadian. And then we fell in love. And then he was working as an English conversation school teacher.
Okay.
And I was also teaching English to little kids. And we met there. And when his visa was about to expire, he said, hey, like, did you want to come to Canada for like a year? And I'm like, oh yeah, I never been to Canada. It sounds exciting. And then I got a working holiday visa. And then I came here thinking just for a year first. Then when my visa was about to expire, we didn't want to get, we didn't want to be a like long distance relationship.
Right.
So like, maybe we should get married. Then like I can stay here.
Right.
And then like we got married. I was married for 7 years.
Okay.
And we got divorced.
As it happens.
Yeah. Sometimes. 50% apparently.
In my family experience, 100%. Yeah. It's all perspective.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. So when did you start getting into comedy, I guess, in that, regard?
Yeah, 2015.
Okay. That's right, because when we met, like I know you were acting at the time, and so when we met, I guess we can kind of go over that for the list. For Christian. Basically, this podcast is for Christian. We'll basically say.
Dedicated to Christian.
So yeah, we met. You were doing a play that Christian wrote, Christian Westerveld. I know he'll hate that.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his last name still.
Westerveld?
Westerveld?
It's close.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's close.
Enough.
That's
okay.
fine.
I tried my best.
Yeah. So you're doing a play called Don't Forget Your Pants.
Yeah.
Which you were hilarious in.
Yeah.
And I remember that.
Well, that was a crazy play.
It really was.
Yeah.
So because he's a great writer and he's got very interesting ideas and concepts.
Yeah.
Had you known Christian before doing that play?
Yeah, we are going to that same acting class.
Okay.
Called Actors Chapel.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Hey, buddy, I got this play." And
yeah. Maybe I have a role for you, or maybe not. I don't know.
And then we met sometime after that. We were both on a short film playing dead bodies.
Yes.
Yes, which I
That
remember
was,
quite well.
Well, quite experience.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was funny because you posted, I was actually talking to my mom about this recently because you posted a photo on Facebook of like just me, like, like on a gurney, right? Like just like no lights, no context whatsoever. And just like this. And my mom was scrolling through and was like, what the fuck? Like,
is it my son?
yeah, so she comments. She's like calling me. She's like, Dylan, what the fuck is this? I'm like, it's yeah. I'm an actor, Mom. I'm not. It's not great roles. I am acting, but
Things we do for art,
exactly,
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I totally forgot about that. I posted it.
Yeah, and there was another photo too because like we were in like the beige, like the skin colored tights. And there was another one that you had posted too where like I'm sitting, it looks like I'm naked too. And it was just like, it's like you're really killing me on Facebook right now. I actually should go back and delete those before I post this.
Oh my gosh.
So anyways, that's how we met.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. So lately, I don't know, something like 20 around that. So you started getting into comedy
15.
around then.
Yeah.
Well, how did that start?
How it started is like, one is that like we were working on Christian's second play called How Much Are Those Feelings in the Window?
Yeah.
And then that's like really comedy. And then that was my first lead role ever.
Okay.
And then like when I did the very, very first show with the audience,
right,
I said my first line is like, I've been married for 3 years and it sucks. And I said that and the audience started laughing.
Yeah.
And then I didn't expect that at all. And then I was like, what is this? Like this, like exchange of energy or like very interactive. Interactive,
Yeah.
that's the right word.
Yeah.
Interactive, and it's so fun. Like it's so playful, the energy is. And then I was like, oh, this is so much fun. Like it's like I am a performer, but I'm also making something together with the audience. And every time it's different energy. And it's like I got hooked. Like, this is so much fun.
Right.
Also, that year, I started dating my ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
He happened to be a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
And he took me to a comedy show where he was headlining.
Okay.
And then I think that was my first time, like, saw a stand-up comedy in live. And then it was like so much fun, like very entertaining, and it's just like one person, one performer, and one microphone, and he entertained the audience for like 45 minutes and like laughing all the way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is a great art, like I want to try that. I was thinking that. And then the owner of the cafe where the show was, and he was like, hey, I never seen a Japanese lady doing a stand-up comedy before. Would you like to give it a try? And I'm like, yes. And then 2 weeks later, that was my first set ever.
Did you have like material written prior to that, or did you just write some stuff?
I said yes first, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit, and I have to come up with 3 minutes material. Yeah. And then I was working at a Japanese restaurant called Kamei Royal.
Okay.
And then I practiced in front of my co-waitresses and then got feedbacks, and then they're like brutally honest.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that's not funny. Like,
Right.
like, oh, that might be work. Like, you know, like, so it was very helpful.
So what was that like going up your first set?
first set, I still remember
Yeah.
thinking like, why did I agree to do this? Like my heart was beating so fast, and I thought I would faint for real. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna faint.
Mm.
And then like, but as soon as I got on the stage, it was super fun. Yeah.
Once you start talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know why though? Because like I knew I would be super nervous. So like I practiced the 3 minutes set like so much.
Right.
Like as if you go to an audition
Right.
and you have to do a 3 minutes monologue.
Memorize your
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
Right.
So like I could tell jokes while I'm sleeping kind of state. So
Right.
like I didn't have to worry about like, what's the next joke? Like I was just in the moment, and it was really fun. Yeah.
I've heard that Russell Peters, that he gets up on stage and just he riffs, right? Like he'll improvise and stuff. Do you ever do that? Do you ever?
Oh my gosh, that's my like dream state. Like
Right.
no preparation whatsoever, and then go and just work with crowd.
Have you done that?
No.
Yeah. It's got to be hard though, eh?
It's so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like when I get to do like MC, the host of the show, like
Right.
I do have to, bring the audience energy up. So like I will ask questions to audience. And then like I don't know what the answers will be, but like it's really fun. Yeah, yeah. Like because I don't know. Like I'm very like focused, right? And then like they will say things, and then sometimes I can say funny things back, and sometimes I can't.
Yeah.
And like I have nothing funny to say to that. Like it's
Yeah.
it's like practice. Yeah.
Yeah. You get used to it. So you did your first set, and then after that, when you got off stage, you're like, okay, this is something I want to keep doing.
Yeah. Yes.
And so you did some more shows and kept working with that then. Is that like, was that Yuck Yucks, or like, because you started doing Yuck Yucks as well? I know.
Yeah.
Because I talked to people that, even my business partner and stuff, and you're like, yeah. I'm like, have you ever heard of like Yumi, or who's going on your podcast? Oh, Yumi. It's like, oh yeah. And people are like, oh yeah. And then, but when I say your name, or who you are, and that they've been to Yuck Yucks and they've seen you, they're like, oh yeah, like Yumi, like I know Yumi.
Aww.
Yeah. So you're memorable.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fast forward a bit then. When did, because I remember, once again, it's the Christian podcast, but I was having a beer with Christian, and he was like, Yumi, and you had walked by, and then we said hi briefly, and then you left. He's like, oh yeah, like she's doing Just for Laughs. And I was like, holy shit, like, that's crazy. So what was that process like getting into there?
Oh my gosh, that my first experience for Just for Laughs was so, I don't know how to explain. It's like, I think it was 2019 summer.
Okay.
But like I had a really bad anxiety attack.
Oh really?
2019 in June. And then I was still like kind of like recovering from it. And then like I was like really like, this is a great opportunity. Just for Laugh is like asking to join, and I really want to be there. But at the same time, like it's like, can I do it like with this like condition where like like so much anxiety in me.
Was it just come from like work, or like was it more personal stuff?
Oh, it's like, I think what happened is that like in 2019 January or February, all of a sudden like my YouTube video, one YouTube video went viral.
That's right.
Yeah, and then like my YouTube channel, I started monetizing, and all of a sudden like lots of people paying attention to my videos. And then like there are lots of good things people say, and there are so many bad things, people say, and it's kind of like, it was like mind fuck, like it's like almost like I needed to find my like identity.
Right.
You know
I've
what I
heard
mean?
this, people talk about this.
Yeah.
Like this, when this happens, when all of a
Yeah.
sudden you
Yeah.
go viral or something, that
Yeah.
there's this weird expectation or,
Yeah.
right?
And then like until then I didn't know how much like my sense of identity is like relying on like other people's validation.
Mm.
And then like I had to change my inner,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
mindset. And then like it's not like overnight. It's not like overnight change. So like it takes a while. And I was in the middle of doing that, I think. But then I really wanted to go there.
Mm.
And then that was in Montreal.
Okay.
And then I took a flight, and then like even inside the airplane, like I would be like a little like anxious, you know. And then like, and I was having like, I couldn't sleep at night well. So, and then like I got to the hotel, and then there's like, hey, there's a like this like greeting meeting kind of thing. It's not
For the
like
show.
yeah mandatory, but like, hey, like come and say hi to us kind of thing. I couldn't go there. And then but like I really wanted to do the show. So like I barely got ready, and then I got on the stage, and I'm like so anxious and just scared, but it was kind of funny. Like, okay, like after this, like I could die, like, but like I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like I really wanted to do this. And like there's no, almost like in that sense there was no fear.
Right.
Yeah. So like I got on the stage, and I performed, like put all my love and all my power, and it was the best performance ever. It was crazy.
I think I've seen clips of that performance.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've seen it. Or I must have, but I've seen some stuff. But yeah. So how long was that set?
I'm pretty sure it was 7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after you get off the stage, you're walking back through the curtains.
And I was like, there was like crazy like adrenaline
Yeah.
flowing in my body, and I felt like fine. Like, oh, maybe I got that was really good. And then also I have an agent in LA.
Okay.
They came to see my performance to Montreal, and then they wanted to talk to me after the show. Like they were so excited. Oh my gosh, like that was a great set. I really want to like, you know, talk our plan after this, and then blah blah blah. But then like I was so happy, but also at the same time like I just wanted to go back to the hotel and like retreat kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So since then, you've kind of settled down, like you've kind of, because I know I've seen you started a show on your YouTube channel.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's what's it called again?
Japanese Goddess Room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so you're just kind of like interviewing.
Yeah, comedians.
Right.
And, yeah.
So that started, when did you start that?
2019 April.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's after you kind of started blowing up online. I know I've seen like, that's when I saw it too. It's like, holy, like it was almost overnight, really, wasn't it? One of those videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah.
So I've heard with YouTube, obviously you do stand up live and everything, and you do some acting as well. But I've heard that with prolific YouTube creators or people that are creating on YouTube as a profession, that I remember like Lily Singh, some other like Canadian YouTubers that talk about like the burnout, right? Where like, do you, is that what you were finding back in January, or do you find that now, or are you kind of at a good place with YouTube
That's a really
and social
good
media?
question. I think like I would say as a YouTuber, 2019 January is the beginning, and then like I was like so excited, but at the same time like it was really scary. But then I kept like putting stuff. Yeah, like adding stuff, and then this like pandemic happened,
Right.
and then like I think it was balancing well when I was able to do the live performance in front of the audience, and I also then I can do this YouTuber as my like second passion.
Right.
And it was kind of like working well together. But then like pandemic happened, and this was like what went like, where is it? Like, you know, like there's no opportunity for live performance. And it was like heartbreak. Like, this is my pure love and my devotion. And then it's almost like I got the like hard no, like rejection. And I'm like how, what's gonna happen? Like, will stand-up comedy as an art like survive? Or like, how do I, that was keeping my energy going. And then like, where do I get this, what's the word,
like energy or motivation?
Yeah. And then like I was like really like, that was like, I was in shock. And then like I couldn't like do anything for a while. And then like, and finally like really like recently I started like practicing ukulele.
Okay.
And then like making comedy songs.
I love it.
Yeah. And then it worked just because like I could think like, okay, like when this is the pandemic, when the pandemic is over, I can bring these comedy songs on stage. So that's why it made sense for me to practice and work on it. And also I can film that and put it on YouTube. And then that's like the only way it made sense to me. But then like but maybe still like I have the limiting belief that like, if I could, okay, it's possible to become a great stand-up comedian and a great YouTuber at the same time, then maybe it's like, while this was on hold at this moment, I can like focus on this one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now I started having that mindset. And then like, you know, finally like seriously like, you know, researching what's the good cameras, and then, you know, mics and lighting, and then like it's like, just started.
No, it's good. I mean, from what I've seen, it's really funny. I mean, and your stuff is really funny too. And I think I kind of want to talk too about. I remember I saw recently, it was a joke. I can't remember. I don't want to butcher it, but it was essentially about you talking to your mom about coming to Canada to be a comedian.
Yeah.
And so I think like what's it been like? Because, you know, Japan, the culture is traditionally traditional, reserved, conservative, right? So coming
like
here,
almost everybody thinks the same way.
Yeah. So and your jokes can be crass and like sexual references and these kinds of things. Like, is that something that you kind of grew into being here? Did you have that back home? That kind of that open sense of humor? Or like, where did that kind of, how did that develop?
I think like when I was in Japan, I was like already starting to feel kind of like suffocated. And like I'm in that container.
Yeah.
And then I need to get out. And that's one of the reasons I think I came to like Canada.
Right.
Yeah, and then like I see, you know, Canada is like a very multicultural, and then like there are so many opinions and then different way of seeing the same thing, and that there's no right or wrong. It's just different.
Yeah.
And then I really felt liberty in there.
Right.
Yeah, it's and then I really liked it.
So your parents are still back home, or family's back in Japan, or?
Yeah, they're in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have they seen? Do they watch your stuff?
Yes, yes.
What do they think about it?
Okay, it's like it's a blessing for me
Yeah.
that they don't understand English.
Fair enough.
I must say. But like I went back to Tokyo 2019, and that's when my parents for the first time saw me doing stand-up comedy live
In Tokyo.
in Tokyo.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they were kind of like really proud. Like they were like almost surprised. Like I went to the venue with my family, like my parents and my sister. And there are like some fans like waiting for me like to take picture with me. And they were like very proud.
Yeah, I bet.
yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
Is it a different audience being in Japan versus being here?
Yeah.
Did you have different material, or?
I did like tweak a little bit, like
Yeah.
references, like something they don't understand, like, you know, Whistler, cocaine reference, you know? Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like there are things like I changed, but like they really, really liked like my creepy white man joke, like who
Yeah.
teach English in Japan.
Of course.
And they were like, wow, that's me. Like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do
They
you
really
find-
liked it. Yeah.
Do you find like did you performed in Japanese then,
No.
or you performed in English?
Yeah, so the show were for like expats.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is that something that you consider, like, or do, or is perform in Japanese in Japan, or
Oh,
do
you know,
they?
so far I've tried twice.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard for me to explain. I think like English is the best word to perform stand-up comedy
Okay.
because it's like short and quick. So like to the punchline, it's like really quick.
Right.
But like Japanese languages is kind of like very elegant,
Okay.
sugar coated
Okay.
in a way. So and then they don't like to feel offended that much. I feel like
Right.
because they care about harmony.
Of course.
Yeah. So like it's kind of like they were like like they
Afraid
you
to
know,
afraid
yeah.
to laugh kind of
yeah
a
yeah
thing.
yeah almost
Yeah.
like more like yeah, shock, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and also sarcastic is like I can be sarcastic in front of like English audience, like they understand. But in Japan, because they are so pure and straightforward, they really
Interesting.
think like I really mean it.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you had moments like that where you've had to check yourself?
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
people
like
take you
I
literally?
have to make sure, like I was just joking, like
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just joking, kind of thing. Yeah,
Right.
I have to explain my joke, kind of thing. Yeah.
What's been the hardest thing for you then? Like, because I feel like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but and I guess everyone has different paths, right? But for you to kind of come into comedy relatively recently, and there's a lot of people that I guess everyone has their own thing, like I said, but a lot of people start comedy when they're young and they do it for their whole life. So for you to kind of come in recently, what's been the hardest besides like outside of COVID, like just in the general world of comedy, what's been the
Right.
most difficult thing to adapt? And or is it writing material? Is it traveling, touring? What's
Okay, I think like I love traveling, and I love visiting new places and meeting new people, like trying new foods and like doing shopping, and it's like I love it. So it's more like I think self-discipline or like mindset can be really difficult because like I personally think like it's like there are different styles of comedy, and some comedies are very relying on like self-deprecation. So there are so many like inner judgment in me.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's kind of like, because like that's how I write jokes, like, you know, oh, this is funny, like I made this mistake, it's funny.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like I like finally started to have this like more forgiving side. Like it's like self-love part.
Okay.
That's like just finally like I have balance, like, you know, like I can, like one thing I can see this way, like in a like dark way, but like to have balance I also can see like this positive side of it. Otherwise, like it's the mental,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
you need to, what's the word, keep it healthy.
Yeah.
Otherwise you can't do any job, right?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on like comedy today? Like as a whole, and I know that's a loaded question and that can mean a lot of different things, but I'm curious from your perspective, because I think you've got a unique view being from Japan and coming into this, and you know, having these kind of multifaceted approach or view. Like you hear like some comedians won't go play college campuses because it's too politically correct, or things like that, or you know, is there, are you even bothered by any of that? Does that cross your mind in terms of like when you're writing jokes?
Right.
Do you just kind of do your thing, or do these kind of things creep into your back of your
I think
your
it's
head?
like more like you have like this whole materials, and some jokes can be really dirty and dark, and some jokes can be like really family friendly or politically correct. Like if you have this wholesomeness, I think you just like pick and choose, like, and build a set accordingly. It's not like you are lying to the audience. It's all part of you.
Right.
And so like it's like matter of like which side you are connecting more. I think that way.
So you can kind of pick and choose.
Yeah.
Are there jokes that are off limits for you? Are there things that you won't joke about?
Technically, no.
Yeah.
Because if you thought you find the funny in it, and if you can make it like really, you know, funny,
Yeah.
I think anything can be joke about. Yeah. But then like it's really need skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Have you had any jokes like that where the response has been mixed, or have you ever had like people in the audience say anything about that or respond a certain way? Or
I had these things. I do like a radio show, like CBC comedy, like the debaters.
Oh yeah.
And then it's kind of like two comedians debate about like one topic. And then like it's really fun, but like sometimes like when I don't know how I can explain this well, but like there's like a joke about I'm pro-gay, so that's why like or like what's this fighting thing?
UFC, like
yes,
MMA?
Yes,
Okay.
UFC player have to be careful before going on the fight.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm pro-gay, so like I said, like not to fall in love with your opponent. yeah. But then like I don't know why, maybe like depends on like the audience has bias. They think like, ooh, like they thought that was like I'm making fun of gay people.
Right.
Isn't it tricky, kind of, that way?
But don't you think at that point you like you just got to do your thing? I mean, there's always going to be someone, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's really like I think that's a funny joke, and I think it's tactful, right? And I think it's skillful. Was that on the debate? You said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did the other person say something right away, or this was later that someone said something? Or
no.
You were just thinking?
Yeah, no, I was like feeling the audience like going like, ooh, like like risky kind of like ooh, like they were worried about me or something. Like ooh, that's risky. Like
No, if that's risky,
yeah.
then
I know I take risks. Yeah.
yeah, you really
I'm
put
a
yourself out there with that one.
comedian, yeah.
Yeah. Who do you look to today in the comedy scene, like that you really admire?
Okay, I really like Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Like I think like he's so like relaxed and natural and funny, and then kind of like very playful.
Yeah.
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 And then I like Wanda Sykes.
Mm-hmm.
I just love her voice so much.
Yeah.
Like I don't like any question, but like anything she said sounds funny to me.
Yeah.
And I like Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
I know Bo Burnham.
Yay!
Actually,
thank you.
I haven't watched. I haven't seen. I think maybe I did see one of his stand-ups, but I remember him from years ago, like seeing his first videos on YouTube, like
Oh!
like 10 years ago. I remember.
I'm
that.
curious.
What was he did a song.
Yes.
I can't. Well, he did a couple, but I remember one I used to watch like over and over. But
What did you think of him first?
I think I liked it. Obviously, I kept watching it and I
Yeah.
kept watching his stuff. But I think it was such a weird time. Like I want to say it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It could have been 5. Like honestly, I don't know what the hell just happened in life for the past couple of years. But I think it was a different time too. Like, and YouTube was just kind of growing, and now that kind of style of comedy is way more mainstream, or it's. I think it seemed weird and quirky back then.
Right.
Right? It was
Yeah,
still funny, but I think it just seemed
yeah.
like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
like some guy in his room.
almost
Or,
uncomfortable, like it's so weird, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Feeling. Yeah.
but no, I like him. I definitely like him
Great,
for sure. Yeah.
It blew my mind when I saw his like Netflix show. Make You Happy.
Okay. I don't think I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, so obviously he uses lots of like music and then singing jokes kind of thing, and then like it blew my mind. Like it's like, oh my gosh, like you could utilize music this way, and it's so much fun.
You should get him on your show. No?
I would love to. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So how's it been like the past, I know we talked briefly about this past year. You said you did a show out in Toronto last year,
Toronto,
right? And it was all
yeah.
this COVID
Yeah.
thing. What was that like? I remember you saying like there was only a few people in the audience. But...
Yes, it was so weird and strange.
Because it was like the full venue. Like it was.
Yeah, it was a big theater.
Yeah.
And then they could fit only 50 people.
Right.
So they filled the rest with mannequins. It was so weird. And then there are so fashionable mannequins, like wearing like black leather jacket. They were like sitting like this.
Like really engaged.
Like this. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah, like, oh, but they don't move at all. And then it was so weird because like from my eyes, it looks like Full House. And then like I kind of like expect, my brain expect like this amount of laughter from like this much of audience, but I'm getting like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm bombing.
Yeah.
Like,
Tough crowd.
yeah,
Yeah.
for TV taping. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like really strange.
Yeah.
And I was like, almost like after that, I was like it's like shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the second taping, I knew this time that was going to happen. So like I kind of like mentally prepared for that. So like I was like, I had so much fun.
Yeah.
The second one, yeah.
Was that taped, you said? It was taped.
Yeah, tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's viewable somewhere. It's
Yes,
watchable somewhere.
soon.
Soon.
Yes, soon,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Have you ever bombed?
Yes.
I asked because stand-up comedy is something I I've thought about. That's as far as it'll go. I think I'd be way too,
No,
you know,
it's
like you
like
first
so
thing. So
liberating.
Yeah.
You should try.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I think I've always, you know, people always ask like, what's it like to, you got to bomb. I think it was Jerry Seinfeld said like,
Yeah.
you got to, like
Yeah.
you got to bomb.
It's like any other things. More you do it, you get used to it. So it's not scary. So like you don't really worry about it. So you say what you think it's funny. Your own way. So I think that's the true sense of like self-expression, the art. Yeah. Not worry about if other people like it or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a fine balance too, though, isn't it? Like, because if you go up and just say whatever you think makes sense, or if you make a film that only you like there still has to be that give and take. You still have to have an understanding for the audience, right?
Yeah.
Does that vary for you? Like, if you're performing, say, in Vancouver as opposed to, you know, somewhere else, or does that differ pretty significantly? Like, in terms of like how people receive the jokes?
When the joke writing is good, it works everywhere. It's like you need, like if I deliver it right, it works everywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like human. We are like kind of like same. Unless like you're like sociopath or like, you know.
Then
yeah, like, you know, like, or like some people are like, oh, I'm so edgy, I'm cool, and it's like it's not coming from love. So like if you think like, oh, the other day I did this and it was funny, like most people find it funny too. So it's just a matter of like how to polish it, write it, and then like deliver it.
So what's the next plans for Yumi?
My next plan is that, okay, first of all, I want to move to either LA or New York.
Okay.
As soon as the pandemic gets better. Because I have O1 visa. Right. And then it expires next year. So I have to do some networking.
Yeah. You got to go hard for a year.
Like really hard.
Have you ever performed in LA?
Yes.
What's the one? I know Joe Rogan always talks about it. That's where everyone goes.
A Comedy Cellar?
Is it the Cellar? Yeah, maybe.
Laugh Factory?
Maybe that's the one. I can't remember. I mean, there's so many historic ones there.
Well, like I performed at Laugh Factory.
Okay.
Yeah. It was so good. Like electric. Like people were so ready to laugh. Yeah. Sometimes I find in Canada, people are more like, you know, like more reserved. Yeah. So like, okay. Yeah. Entertain me.
Right.
Like, kind of thing. Yeah.
Little snobbishness.
It's more like, I think it's more like respect to the artist. Okay. Yeah. Because like, I think like, for example, like New York, I've performed in New York as well. They have so much respect to stand-up comedians. So like they're used to comedy. So they know how hard we work. Right. So like they really like, but then they're really honest. Like if they like it, they really like it. They don't like it, they don't like it. They can see what's good and what's not. And then same for London. Right. But LA is like more like, give me something exciting, you know, like they are excited, and then I like that too. Yeah. That suits your energy level too, right? Yeah. People, have you found Vancouver? Because I was talking about this with Tian, who was just in before, and I've talking about like with Vancouver performers, people from here, people have come here, about the city, and it's a cool city. But I know that sometimes in the arts, it's been people often have to, if you want to get to that next level, people often
have to go elsewhere or go to New York, go to LA, whatever, Toronto sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
How have you found Vancouver, like in terms of the hustle here and performing and launching your career?
How do I explain? They are very like polite, and you know, they wanna feel comfortable.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
They're not like really. I don't think there aren't many hustlers. Yeah, they're like, okay, I'm good, and then this is comfortable, and I'm gonna stick to it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a like I said, it's a cool city, but yeah, I think that'd be cool for you to go and check out LA and do that whole thing. Have you spent a lot of time down there?
I think it was 2018. Like I opened for oh my gosh, 2018. I opened for Sherry Shepherd. Sherry Shepherd.
Okay.
She was on The View.
Okay.
And then like she saw me doing like a regular open mic. She came, like she was filming something here, and then she just drove by like regular open mic to see the scene, and then I was like happening into like performing like, and then she was like, oh, you're funny, and then she's like, I want to see your longer set. So I invited her to like come to my like my home club. It was a comedy mix. It's closed now.
Right.
Yeah, but then she came to see my set, like a 20-minute set, and she's like, okay, I want you to open for me like in San Francisco. And then
right
like
on.
and then but before please come like to LA, and then so I will show you around LA and then introduce the scene. And I was like, oh, this is like so great. Yeah. And then I went to LA for a week, and then thanks to Sherry, like I had a spot every day at Laugh Factory. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's got to be a moment, hey? Going to the Laugh Factory. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's great to see you're doing your thing, and I'm looking forward to when you get back. Do you know when? I mean, obviously you can't tell, but are you going to go back to doing the comedy mix? And what's your usual set?
Oh, like so that
when that
that's
opens
another
up.
reason like I need to move out. Vancouver is like comedy mix is closed for good.
Is it? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was closed in 2019.
Oh shit. Okay.
And Yak Yaks is closed too.
Right.
They didn't like survive.
Fuck, eh? Really?
Yeah, pandemic. So yeah. So like we lost 2 like really good comedy clubs in Vancouver.
That's brutal. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe I knew about Yuck Yucks, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to go somewhere else.
Yeah, so like if not America, Toronto for sure.
Yeah.
But like since I have visa, I really should try America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Go do the States.
Yeah.
Do you find there's a lot of pressure that way? Like, do you feel that pressure?
Oh, yeah.
To like go and you got to, get this done in a year or...
Yeah. So I think it's balance. You don't want to waste your time, but at the same time, like you don't want to unnecessarily like pressure yourself.
Yeah.
Because like my goal is to become like Betty White. I want to be performing till 99 years old. I got some time.
Yeah.
I hone my craft. So, yeah.
You got lots of time. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Yumi, thanks for doing this today.
No, thank you for having me.
Really?
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And hopefully, things can open up soon, and we can all come and see you do a set somewhere sometime soon.
Oh yes, that would be lovely.
In the meantime, where can people find you?
Okay, I am really putting my effort on my YouTube channel. It's called Yumi Tube.
Yumi Tube?
Yes. YUMITUBE. Please follow Yumi Tube and also Yumi Comedy. Instagram name is Yumi Comedy. Also Twitter Yumi Comedy.
Yumi, thank you so much for coming in.
どういたしまして。ありがとう。Thanks, Dylan.
Anytime. We'll do it again.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Yumi.